Welcome back. Today it's going to be all about brown inks, and it was an overwhelmingly answer for browns when I asked over on Instagram like what inks you want me to swatch next. And there are only basically three main inks that I use. So it's just green, brown and blues anyway. There are a few colors like gray, purple, and but I might just batch that in one group because they're not that much to have their own segment. Is it really a segment? Anyway, so yeah, so we're gonna do browns, and for for quite the longest time, I think I've been obsessing over browns because it looks really nice, especially on cream paper, and I have been planning on cream paper because the Midori has cream pages, but I don't know, everything just shifted to green. I used to have a lot of brown inks, but since I destashed quite a lot, I'd like to think that the ones that I have here are the ones that are really, I didn't really want to let go. So it was stuff that I was going to use on a more regular rotation than the ones that I haven't, than the ones that I've sold. So this is the Nothing planner. This is dated for 2024, and until recently I decided that it was going to look perfect as an ink journal. These are all the greens. I know the last video that I only had until um here, but I was able to get or purchase additional ink samples, and I was able to purchase ink samples of these additional green inks. And if you're interested, I also might upload that soon, but definitely I'm going to go for the browns first. If you can see here, it's kind of different how it was swatched because here I used the Kakimori brass nib, and which is what I might use for the following ink swatches because although I said the pages of the Nothing planner didn't bleed or blot, if I pull too much of the ink on using the butt of the glass pen, there are still, because it was just way too saturated and thick, like, and really wet, so it was really gonna blot anyway. But it's a lot cleaner on the following pages. And when I started using the Kakimori brass nib, you can see here that it really didn't leave anything anymore, which means I can use the back page properly. And that's what I'm looking forward to like leave, I don't know, just save space and have everything nice and organized. I do rather prefer to swatch in groups per color rather than per brand because I don't think I can limit or have an actual say on how many brands I'll be using, but at least with in terms of colors, I know that it will always be like these main colors. I will be labeling this soon, but maybe when I have gone through all the ink swatches already, and maybe like have one final like flip through and of all the inks that I have. So let's get to do the browns. So just like before, even if I don't like have an actual list in front of me of what inks I'll be swatching, I have it here in front and I just take a picture of the order so I don't rush. Even if when I'm filming or when I talk about it, labeling isn't going to be such a difficult task to do because if I knew that this is the order that I got them in and swatched them in, it's gonna be easy for me to label them. I know usually like videos or vlogs like this should come with a decent script at least, or like a topic, but I didn't really want to make it a formal kind of thing. I also have gotten a lot of comments that they're happy that I started doing a lot more YouTube videos. And really, it's funny because I just do it because I realize that the video quality of just filming on my phone seems fine. I didn't want to have to set up my computer, or sorry, I don't want to have to set up my camera anymore because sometimes it feels a little laborious to do, and if I find that it's going to take up too much time to edit or produce, I would rather not do it. because sometimes I just want to relax, because I do this in the weekend, or I do this any free time I get, and I do this because I enjoy it, and it feels like I'm like having fun with stationary people around me, and we just talk, and I don't know. I see, but then again, if I do like film live, like while I'm swatching, I tend to keep quiet because I can't do both things at the same time. But do let me know if you prefer something like me chatting live, or do I just do a voiceover? I feel like when I do voiceovers, the videos are going to be quicker because I get to edit the video before, well, you know what I mean. In doing voiceovers, obviously I've gotten the video edited. I've taken out, like, maybe I could have taken out this whole inking, unscrewing the cap, but it feels too fixed. I don't know. I do enjoy those videos too, don't get me wrong. But sometimes you just want to have fun like that. If I was doing a voiceover, I could have just edited that out, but since I'm talking, I can't edit that out because whatever I say isn't going to make sense anymore if I do take that out. Although sometimes even if I do write live, I don't make sense, but yeah, it's the stationary ramble that makes it fun, I think, because you actually see, I don't know, you see what really happens. One of the nice parts about iOS 18 is that videos can have like pause now, so I think it's a lot easier to do this. Like, I don't have to, I don't know, it's really more about ease. And I don't think I'm the most professional video person there is. I mean, I do take a lot of time when I do photos because I'm very particular with how photos are taken or shared online. Especially, I think you have that idea since I am very, I don't know, more detail conscious about how my Instagram photos are. I'm not talking about filters or like stuff like that, but really I am more particular with the lighting, with the angles, with, as you can see, I don't really post much about me, and it's just really stationary because I do like taking photos. I do want to travel again, which I am planning to do this 2025. But also sometimes I feel like I can't share like travel photos. Well, not like not share, but like sure I'd put it all over on Instagram stories, but like I don't think it's interesting enough for other people because you're here for the stationary content, and I don't have a personal Instagram account. I mean, my Instagram is my name, but I never expected that it was going to be anything other than my stuff. I mean, I didn't create an Instagram account to have a stationary account, and it just happened. I'm not complaining. I mean, I am very grateful for everyone who followed, and it's funny that it's very comforting that I know I'm not the only one who likes stationery. Oh, by the way, this is not in a script. This is not like in a bullet form of topics that I'm going to be talking about. It's really just rambling and trying to get to swatch inks because sometimes it feels fun. Like if you're around, well, I don't like a lot of people. It's not like I don't like people, but I'm very choosy with people I hang out with. That sounds wrong, but most of the time, if you're a stationary person, I'm fine with that. But you know what I mean. Like some people, well, most people don't really understand the most people don't understand how much we love stationery and how much we're fine actually being with just stationery. I I do like staying at home because I do get to play with my stationary goods. Hang on. It's fun. I'm not complaining or anything because I do like spending time with my well I do like spending time with my stationary stuff. before you guys panic, I have a little water container there. So I clean this nib every time I dip it into a new color of ink. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I just edit it out. Like, pause. Oops. Okay, normally that would really make me freak out and panic because I hate that it, missed that line. And I'm trying to just be fine with it. But yeah, it's not like I have a choice. I'm not gonna rip the entire thing just because it's there. But it does annoy me. And this is me trying to like be strong and behave and not make, oh crap. Excuse me right there. See, I panic too. I have my moments. But I think that's the one thing I don't like about the Ferris wheel press caps is that they have the, I know it's there for a purpose so it doesn't leak, okay? But I hate that sometimes it comes off and it, see, like this. I hate that it stays on the bottle and you have to touch it like that. You have to touch it. And it gives me more reason to touch the to touch that, and it's gonna it's gonna leave ink on my fingers. And this is exhibit A. And of course, I'm sure like I have ink inside my nails now too, which is, I look like a, anyway. I'm thinking if I should just edit that out, but that's how it really is. Oh, now, yeah, I haven't been using brown inks in a while because my obsession, I think you're gonna see here like the obsession of green and how strong it is. And I haven't used browns at all. And these are inks that I really enjoy using before, but now it's just, I haven't. You're gonna see that it's not as much as my first swatch. I felt bad that my very first swatch, I wasn't able to take a video of it when I still was swatching on the Hobonichi Day Free, because that was way before I decided that oh crap. See, I hate this part. It just fell again. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I have that little spill right there, and now there's an ink mess I have to clean, and it hit my little journal. That's why I hate this cap. Also, I just want it on record that my nails aren't dirty. See, it's still inside. See, it the thing is, I really hate this. So now that you see it actually and live and it making a mess, I also want you to note that my nails aren't dirty, but there's ink now. Well, even from the start, there's ink now, and that's why everything's like dirty. That's why I can't do this on a regular random day because I feels like it's not like a big production, but it's a mess to clean up. And I don't even know why I do the little dots. It just feels pretty and different. Although I do miss how the soft, I think like if I use the butt of the glass pen, well obviously there aren't going to be edges because the Kakimori brass nib feels sharper to swatch with. Like, it's not soft edges. I think you're gonna see it compared to the other one. You're gonna see the difference with the green, the start of the greens. They look really soft, and this one looks too edgy, I think. And yeah, the other way it's swatched before feels softer. I just like it like that. Anyway, what was I talking about? So I can't. Oh, I do plan on. I do plan on creating more YouTube videos, and I do hope you guys enjoy it. I know, again, it's not like the most professional sounding or the professional way it's done, but I do just want it to look like we're just hanging out. Like, it's not a big deal, or you can just grab your stuff and, start inking or playing with your stationery with me, like we're just hanging out. It sounded fun. It's like a virtual planner meet, but I'm the only one talking, which is kind of surprising because I don't really normally do that. And it's weird, to be honest, because I don't know. Maybe if you were like stationary people all around me all the time, I would be comfortable talking. But sometimes it doesn't just happen that way. Like now I'm rambling. Maybe if you're not a stationary person watching um just ink with me or swatching videos, you'll think I'm like some weirdo who doesn't stop talking. But I honestly enjoy it, watching people or listening to people talk about stationery while I do my stationery stuff or while I plan. It feels like a podcast if you're just, I don't know, if it feels like a podcast of having someone talking. And at times, even if I'm at work or even if I'm working from home and it's really quiet, I like having a couple of planner creative or journaling YouTube creators talking in the background. It feels, I don't know, it's nice. I still get to do my job properly, and it's just a little more enjoyable now because you have a stationery at the background. It's surprisingly funny how short this video is going to be, and maybe that's why I opted to just ramble on while I swatch because I don't have that much brown inks anymore. I knew this was going to be short and just a quick maybe hi hello catch up with everyone that I don't know, just felt not scripted. I know as a planner person I should have something like outlined, but I wanted to try spontan I wanted to try something spontaneous, which something I'm not really am. But so down to the last ink swatch. See, I only have 13 brown inks right now, and compared to the last time I had this, I know I had a lot, but I also know that I didn't use much. At least now, I know that all these inks are like used up. Like you can see a significant amount that has been used throughout the bottle. But there you go. So this is the last brown ink I have. Do you guys have any favorite brown inks? Do you like this way of vlogging or chatting with you or stationary inking with you? I don't even know. I know I called it my Inktoxicated segment series and all, but let me know if this is a style that you find enjoyable, or do I just keep like a script and talk about stationery rather than just saying all the inks are nice, all the inks are pretty, all the inks are something. I know it just sounded a little more casual to just talk about random stuff while we ink. And these are all the brown inks that I have for you. Though it's not much, well, yeah, I know it's not much, but I'm sure this time you know that these are the actual favorites and the ones that I would normally use, because instead of destashing them, these are the ones I decided to keep. So I'll be labeling them soon. Anyway, I'll be putting the names of each ink on the description box below anyway. So thanks guys for watching. Please let me know if you enjoyed this and let me know what your favorite brown inks were. See you guys next time. Bye.